So with superheroes being under constant fire for destroying Hollywood by various salty actors and directors and producers, it's kind of funny that Marvel this year alone has made $4 billion and saved Hollywood. Let's talk about that. So when I said Marvel saved Hollywood, I didn't mean Marvel, like including Deadpool or anything. I mean Marvel Studios. Between Avengers bringing in over $2 billion, Black Panther bringing in over $1.3, and AntMan and the Wasp pulling over $600 million and still not out of theaters, they have made alone $4 billion for Disney. This is one of those things where it's monumentally, you can't even understand the number. Consider this. Just this year alone, they've almost made more than 20 James Bond movies when you consider profits. Think about this for a second. So their stream of being the biggest worldwide brand ever continues. And this is only like their 10th year in existence. And when you think of how big this year has been, between Infinity War, pulling those type of numbers, where many reporters out there were saying it's going to be a miracle if it makes 1.5 or more than the original Avengers. Black Panther, them saying that it'll be a miracle if it passes 600 million. It passed that in the United States alone and went on to become a worldwide phenomenon. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp coming under all this fire and constant barrage of false articles saying that the movie's failing despite the fact it had a 3-month staggered release. You can constantly see that the people are trying to bring the studio down when the studio is constantly pushing upwards. And this is one of those things where you have to look at this year and say, is this the peak of what they can do? And every time we say that, we seem to be corrected, because just so we're aware, next year they have Captain Marvel. No doubt 700 million box office or more. Avengers 4, this is the big one. Are people going to come back in waves, and are more people going to join the franchise because of how big Avengers 3 was? We don't know yet. I'll be making reports on that probably around November, so you guys can expect my early analysis and how I think it's going to go. And then you have Spider-Man, Far From Home. Sequel to Homecoming, which was a big deal, but not as big as I think Sony wanted it to be. And then you're going into it, and you're pushing after Avengers 4, so how exactly is this character going to play up, right? And next year could be another $4 billion or higher, which I think is kind of insane. I think this tells you of the monumental success they've had and kind of the direction they're going in, because I don't think there's any indicator that they're going to slow down. And with the addition of Fox characters coming in soon and way more franchises and other studios putting films, it's only a matter of time till they crack 5 or 6 billion, really. Because you're going to be thinking about, you know, Fantastic Four, an Avengers movie, a Spider-Man movie, a Deadpool movie, and an X-Men movie, all within the same 12-month span. It's literally going to become unstoppable. So $4 billion in a couple of years is going to seem like a joke for the studio in a year. At a point in time where Disney is literally crushing the competition with 60% less movies, but 80% more revenue. Pretty impressive.